If you no longer want to have the physique of your average Joe, whether it be skinny fat, maybe it's obese, then you might want to lock in for this video, because in this video, we're going to share with you knowledge that took us 4 years to accumulate. This is gate-kept knowledge. Not a lot of people know about this, but this is what truly separates the natural bodybuilders who don't even look like they lift to the people that you start to question whether they're on steroids or not.
If you seriously want superhuman testosterone levels, it's not about eating a magic food one time. It is literally about consistency day in and day out. So no more of the 80-20 BS. If you are eating these, the good foods for your testosterone, for your hormones, for your health, 80% of the time, but the other 20% of the time you are still consuming these, you are not going to see the progress that you could be seeing.
Make sure you stay till the end, because there's one food that is going to provide you with every single micronutrient that you need, as well as all the minerals that you need for optimal health and optimal hormones.
Okay, now the first food that you need to avoid, nobody out there should be consuming this. It has to be alcohol. Alcohol is literally a direct and indirect testosterone killer. Not only does it stop your body from producing more testosterone, it also destroys your sleep quality. And while you have alcohol in your body, you are not going through muscle protein synthesis. You are not building muscle.
On top of that, it also stops your body from burning fat. It is also a carcinogen. So if you care about your health at all, if you care about how you look, if you care about how much muscle you're building, if you give a shit about your longevity, you need to be avoiding alcohol. I know it seems fun in the moment. Maybe you can't have fun at any functions or parties without alcohol, but you need to learn how to socialize without alcohol.
So many people out there think everything in moderation, but even if you are drinking alcohol on only the weekends, it affects you. It affects your body for 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
It's going to dehydrate you. It's going to upset your electrolyte balance. And this should just be an obvious one. You should not be consuming this, because I'm assuming that you care about your health. That's why you clicked on this video. So it's time to take that leap and just remove the #1 toxin out of your life. Now, the first food that you need to be consuming more of if you want high testosterone is going to be beef. Beef is 10 times better than chicken when it comes to hormonal health and protein quality. The reason why beef is far superior to chicken is because beef comes from ruminant animals. And this means that cows are actually able to process pesticides. It's able to process the soy and the corn and all the bullshit that it is fed. Chicken, on the other hand, is monogastric, which means if you feed it a soy and corn diet, which ultimately every single chicken is fed unless it's pasture raised, this is going to end up in the saturated fat of the chicken. So basically you're eating estrogen chicken. You're eating chicken which has fat that constitutes of soy. And when you're consuming this, you're basically eating a dialed down version of seed oils. Now, is eating chicken rice better than eating junk food? Eating Doritos, eating all that other bullshit? Yes, it is. But if you truly want to elevate your health to the next level, beef is where it's at.
Beef is literally packed with micronutrients. It has zinc, it has B vitamins, it has cholesterol. Did you know that your body literally builds testosterone out of cholesterol? You can eat fattier cuts of beef, eat 80-20 ground beef, eat ribeye. You don't need to be eating super lean beef if you want to optimize your hormones. This is another reason people should stay away from things like chicken.
Let me just add that cholesterol is a human antioxidant. So instead of getting your antioxidants from berries, from other stuff that may or may not even have an impact on your body, how about you actually consume more of the antioxidant that your body is able to use? You've been lied to your entire life. We fell for it. Your parents are lying to you. They've been lied to by the fat doctors. Cholesterol is not bad for you. If you have your health in check, you should not be scared of cholesterol.
Now, the second food that you should absolutely stay away from is something that I wish somebody told me a long time ago, and it's actually leafy greens.
This may sound crazy, but just hear us out before you type some bullshit in the comments.
Greens are literally not designed to be consumed by humans. They are full of oxalates.
They're full of phytic acid. Leafy greens are designed by nature to not be consumed by humans. They're full of defense chemicals. If you just think about it, in the wild, humans are not eating greens, they're hunting animals, and every single animal has a defense mechanism. Now, animals, they can run away, they can fight back, But greens, vegetables, stuff with leaves, how do you think they fight back? They cannot fight back. So if they want to propagate their genes, if they want to pass on their genes, they have to defend themselves in some way or form. And that happens in the form of defense chemicals. Babies know that these foods are not good for them. And we've all been psyoped into thinking that leafy greens are essential for health when they're not.
Okay, so the second food that you should be consuming is going to be pasture-raised eggs. Eggs are literally nature's multivitamin.
The reason why you want pasture-raised eggs and not just free-range eggs or cage-free eggs or even just conventional eggs is because the feed, how the chicken are treated, dramatically impacts the egg quality. So if you're eating conventional eggs, these chicken are shoved in cages, they're fed soy and corn, and they barely get sunlight. So this results in the eggs being depleted of micronutrients. The next level up is going to be cage-free eggs, and that's just a marketing term. They're still shoved in barns. They're still fed corn and soy, and they don't get any sunlight. So nutritionally, they're just as terrible for you. The next step up is free range. They get 4 or 5 square feet of dirt. They're not allowed a natural diet where they're foraging for foods, and these still aren't as good for you. So the gold standard when it comes to eggs is going to be pasture-raised eggs. These chickens are allowed to roam, they're allowed to eat bugs, they're allowed to get sunlight, so the vitamin D content in the eggs is higher and it's more micronutrient dense.
You want to make sure you are eating whole eggs. The yolk of the egg is where all of the good stuff is. It's where the cholesterol is. It's where the choline and the fat-soluble vitamins are. The things that are actually going to help you look better and feel better. Now, if you built your diet around these two foods, you would be healthier and have higher testosterone than 90% of people out there. These are two of the most efficient testosterone building foods literally on earth. You think they're expensive, but most people go out, they spend $15 or $20 on Chipotle for literally one meal when you could buy these and have a full day's worth of food that is optimized for your health for under $10. Now, the third food you are going to avoid is going to be refined sugar and carbohydrates. These are going to be things like pasta, like white bread.
Your Cheez-Its, your Doritos, basically anything processed is going to have carbs in it. They're engineered to hook you. Carbs are addictive. Carbs break down into sugar, and sugar is really addictive for your brain and for your body.
Every single time you eat these foods, these highly processed foods, your insulin is going to spike and it's going to cause you to crash. And chronically high insulin levels leads to inflammation. And guess what inflammation does? It suppresses your body's production of testosterone. Eating these things literally makes you low test.
I also want to add that carbs are not optimal for your health, especially refined carbs. Carbs alone, sugar alone. Now, everyone is different and everyone processes food different. Some people might not need carbs at all, and some people might need a little bit of carbs. But we truly believe that no one should be eating a shit ton of carbs. So you're either low carb or you're carnivore, or no carbs at all, keto. So if you are one of those people who need carbs, maybe you do heavy lifting like us, then there comes a time and place to implement carbs into your lifestyle. But it has to be high quality carbs. I'm talking about fruits.
Higher quality carbs are going to be things like fruits, things like potatoes, maybe even something like a little bit of rice, things that aren't going to rapidly spike your blood sugar. These things are going to take a little bit of time to digest, and then they're going to give you a little bit of quick energy if you need them for things like heavy lifting. The goal of these quality carbs, things like fruit, potatoes, and honey, is going to be to give your body a little bit of quicker energy to fill up your glycogen stores so that when you go and you do something like heavy lifting, you can pull from these glycogen stores
to optimize your performance. But if you're not someone who demands carbs like that, if you are on a rest day or if you don't even train at all, you should not be eating carbs at all.
Something that we do is carb cycling. If you are not doing something like heavy lifting or where you need quick energy, don't eat carbs at all. This is going to be a lot more friendly for your insulin levels.
This also allows your body to adapt to different fuel sources. A lot of people, they're chronically using glucose for the brain, but ketones, when you get into ketosis by eating primarily fats and protein, your body utilizes ketones, your brain utilizes ketones, and this is the far more efficient fuel source for clarity, for efficiency. Your brain thrives on ketones, not so much when it comes to carbs.
The next food you want to avoid almost feels impossible in today's day and age because it's in like literally everything, but it's going to be seed oils.
So unless you're cooking every single one of your meals by yourself and you only eat single ingredient foods, you're going to consume seed oils. You're going to come across it. It's basically unavoidable unless you live this extreme lifestyle.
These are going to be things like sunflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil. You should not be putting these into your body, let alone when you cook with them. They're oxidized very easily. And then you consume them and they cause inflammation in your body.
People will say that seed oils don't affect your health, but they contain fatty acids that disrupt your cell membrane. This is why people who have seed oils burn easily in the sun. It's also going to cause chronic inflammation and just destroy your ability to produce hormones. And from personal experience, when we were eating seed oils in the dining hall, we had a lot more acne. We were putting on fat a lot easier. We were inflamed all the time. You could see it in our faces. We'll put up some photos of us being fat as fuck. But seed oils are not your friend. Don't listen to anyone who tells you seed oils are fine for your health. Now, the next one depends on personal preference, and that is going to be raw dairy. Ideally, you just consume beef, eggs, and the last final food. But if you want to bulk up more, if you want to pack on more mass and get calories in an easy way, then raw dairy is going to be your go-to method. Now, if you're cutting, avoid this. If you're bulking, consume it.
If you're consuming raw dairy, you should be consuming things like raw milk, raw butter, kefir,
raw cheeses.
These things are good for your digestion. Things like kefir improve your gut health, and what plays a direct role in your testosterone production? It's your gut health. And things like butter, they have healthy saturated fats, which support testosterone production.
And most micronutrients are lipid soluble. And essentially what this means is that butter will provide you with your vitamins. It's going to provide you with all of these minerals and nutrients that you need for good health.
Okay, and the last food that you should avoid should be pretty obvious. If you are still eating this, it's clear that you don't really care about your health, and it's going to be fast food. Fast food literally contains two of the things on this list that you should absolutely avoid at all costs: refined sugar, carbs, and seed oils.
I mean, yeah, there's not much to say about this. It's pretty much a no-brainer. You should be cooking all of your meals yourself, and you should know what's going in your body. Now, when it comes to our star player, the food that we recently implemented that has taken our progress to the next level, this is going to sound crazy, but raw liver is going to be a game changer for you. Now, when you cook foods, you actually kill a lot of the micronutrients. It's going to strip your animal-based products. It's going to strip the meat of a lot of the nutrients. So what we started doing is we actually started eating raw liver. Raw liver has vitamin C, it has all of the vitamins that you need. It has vitamin B12, it has copper, it has zinc. It is nature's super vitamin. You cannot go wrong eating raw liver. I know it is a little tough to get down at the start. This sounds crazy, but once you try it, you'll see that it is not even that bad.
Raw liver is literally a nutrient bomb. It's like taking a natural multivitamin that has all of the things that support your hormones, your testosterone, your energy levels.
So instead of taking multivitamins from the store that are made out of plants and stuff that probably can't even be absorbed, start eating this. You'll get all of your vitamins and more. You're gonna get everything that you need to max out your test, max out your hormones, and boost your health. And that is going to wrap it up for what to eat and foods to avoid.
Like we said in the beginning of this video, there's no single food that is going to max out your testosterone. What's important is consistency.
Once you adopt this into your lifestyle, this is where the magic happens. Just by eating these foods a few times a week and then eating bullshit the rest of the week is not going to get you progress. You have to eat these foods 7 days a week, every single day of the month if you want to see progress.
Eat real food and avoid things that suppress your testosterone. If you are serious about optimizing your health, about looking better, about feeling better, about getting fucking jacked, you eat these things for 30 days. You will literally watch your energy, your mood, almost everything about your life change for the better.
Your diet is going to play a big role when it comes to getting you superhuman testosterone, but there are also habits you need to adopt to really cap out your potential. So if you want us to make a video on uncommon habits, just comment gains and we can make that video for you.